Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome to another challenge. Today we have an interesting take on one of the ranked modes here available in Splatoon 3. So let's just go ahead and jump straight into things here. So today's challenge is a twist on tower control. We're going to be playing the Tower Control Challenge. The tower is way bigger than before. All aboard! Can you control the biggest tower ever? All battles will be in the tower control mode. Tower is now enormous. Your whole team can fit on the tower. Control with teammates, or coordinate with teammates, to attack the enemy base, and both primary and secondary abilities will be enabled. That little slip up though might actually come into play with controlling your teammates, but we'll see how that goes. Let's just go ahead and jump into the challenge. Gonna be playing our usual 5 games, see where we stack up at the end. And then once we get my power, that's what we're going to say, call it a video, but I still playing some of this afterwards, see the power ranks. If you watch these videos, you know the drill at this point. But tower control is a mode where normally you want to have one person on the tower, and then 3 other people will push the tower forward by pushing into enemy lines and keeping them at bay. So normally, you don't want everyone on the tower. That'd be a bad idea. But in this mode, that's encouraged because the tower is humongous. So let's see how big it is for ourselves. So jumping in here, got ourselves some dualies and auto brush, got ourselves some blasters. Not too surprised with tower control. Blasters are usually something you want to see, but you can already tell that tower is a little bigger than normal, to say the least. Well, I guess we'll have a good chance to just take a look. My teammate DC'd. So this tower is very, very wide with a giant grating on the top. Like, that thing is massive. Everyone can fit on there, not just your team. The opposing team could too. So if you have, this is probably gonna take some coordination maybe to do, but if you have both teams participate in a squid party where you're just both not playing the game like for its objective, and you're just kind of hanging around, maybe just jumping all over the place or going in your squid or octo forms, you can have the entire set of teams on that tower just kind of chilling. That would be some interesting opportunities for pictures. I will give it that. But I wouldn't want to have a squid party in a competitive mode. I don't like squid parties personally, especially in ranked game modes. No thank you. Ranked game modes are the worst to see someone just starting to not play the video game. So let's hopefully not have that happen. But this is a mode where I could see it actually leading to something interesting, at least in terms of maybe some pictures. But let's just go ahead and actually play this for real. Round 1, part 2. Let's do it again. This time we got a more varied set of teammates, that's preferred. And over on the other side, yeah, everyone has a different weapon. This is good. We want to see it. Alright, let's go ahead and jump in. So, as we saw before, this tower, it'd be big. So, I don't want to get on it right away just to kind of see where the opposing teams are going to be moving around, which was a good call because everyone else died, except our Jet Squelcher. So, they might have all tried to rush for the tower. So, besides the tower being massive, this is just tower control. Nothing else is really that different about the mode. It's just going to be the size of the tower. In some ways, it might actually make it easier to hit the people on the said tower itself, because now, with the tower being very wide, it makes it harder for you to really hide anywhere. So there's a lot more footing room, which in turns could cause a problem. And normally, I would rest on the tower itself to regain my ink, but there's nowhere to stand on the tower and go in your squid form. You have to do it on the side of the poles, which is not the most ideal situation. So in this case, I'm gonna have to just ink up the poles here and just hope I don't get knocked off, because that's really all I can do. I think this is enough where I can just jump up here. And yeah, sure enough, you can just make some jumps that you weren't able to make in the past because of just how wide this tower platform is now. Throw this over an edge and just run right away. At this point, they're going to hit Booyah Bomb on the tower, so there's no point even going back on. Good call. Now we can go back on. This tower does seem a little bit awkward to climb, I'm not going to lie, because the pedestal's base is the same size it normally is, with a very, very thin platform to just swim up. And then you got the massive grate at the top. I don't think this is a very well-designed tower. I'm going to be 100% honest on that one. It seems kind of just awkward in general to get on top of. Like, that is going to be the hardest thing about this mode, getting on the tower now. So, we'll see how this goes long term. Right now, we're doing okay, so that's good. I'm going to just chill down here for now, because it's actually a pretty decent spot to be just for ink recovery's sake. Seeing that, there's someone over here coming down, and then there's another guy. Okay, it's a flash. That's unfortunate timing, but I couldn't fight two people at once in that situation. Let me jump into the middle of the map and just be careful of my landing. There's not a bomb nearby. Thankfully, it wasn't close enough to kill. Oh my gosh. That Trizuka just barely clipped me. I didn't think it was going to because it shot way over on the other side, and I was hiding behind the tower, but it doesn't always matter for Trizuka. That thing is strong and very big on a hitbox. Alright, you're pretty much done. There you go. I'm going to move in, take care of everyone here in the middle. Alright, I got 3, so that's good. It's just their slosh machine, which is at their base. So my team should be able to push in. Hopefully someone's going to get on tower. There they are. I can now jump to the tower. Careful here. I don't want to stay on it for too long. It's funny, the game mode does encourage you to get on the tower with everyone on your team. But if you ever play tower control, you know that's not a good idea. As I elaborated earlier in the video, you want one person really to be on the tower. Not many others. Too many people on the tower is just a giant target. And at least with the bigger tower, it's not as problematic anymore, because normally you can just throw a bomb at the tower and kill like 4 people at once if there's 4 people on the tower. But you can't do that here because the tower is just too wide now for that. You can probably still bomb some people off, especially if they're clumped in one spot. I just don't see it in the same way as it used to work. And getting people off, a little bit harder now because it's a more spread out area. I mean, look at how big that grate is on the overhead. That thing is comical. It looks like a cheese grater. Well, with that, that's our first game done. Interesting way to start, because now we got to at least learn how this tower functions. Because it does feel a little bit different in some ways than a normal tower when it comes to where you have to stand on it for the tower to actually move. It looked like when I was standing on the centerpiece at the bottom, that did not move the tower. But when I was on the actual grate, then it started to get pushed forward. So that's some good information to keep in mind. But let's go ahead and swap our weapon. I prepared some precious fits here for tower control. So our next one we're going to be playing with is going to be our own splatter shot. But we can flex it a little bit and show that we indeed beat story mode. So I'm going to play with a hero shot replica instead. It's pretty much the same exact gun. The only difference is that it looks different. That is it. I am also playing with the Splatfest tee on for this upcoming Splatfest. Or at least it's the upcoming Splatfest at the time of recording this video. You might have already seen it in the first game. We had some people wearing some Splatfest tees for the Frosty Fest here. So this is going to be posted after Frosty Fest is done. Hopefully you guys got to play the said Splatfest yourself. And what team did you all pick? Go ahead and leave a comment down below and say why you picked that said team. I'm on Team Friends, as you can see, based on my blue shirt here. That's the team I'm going with for this Frosty Fest. It's the team I actually picked back at Splatoon 2, because they had a very similar theme for their Frosty Fest. It was just family versus friends, but in this game, because we have 3 different picks, it's family versus friends versus solo. So, a little bit different, but kind of the same idea. So, I'm reprising my role for the Team Friends. This is just the team that makes the most sense for me. Want to celebrate holidays for pretty much anyone you can, but if you had to pick one, I like celebrating things with friends, you know, get more like-minded people, hang out with. You can just meet up with people you don't normally see all that often and just kind of have a good time. It just makes a lot of sense, especially in a game revolving around friendship, to pick Team Friends. That's how I feel. And we have some festive theming gear along with some banners out there now, so there's gonna be a lot of nice stuff to see. I say that as I saw someone wearing the pirate headpiece from the Splatoon event, so it's like, well, that's also still out there too. I just want to see. Okay, no, you can stand on the bottom pedestal and it does move it, which is interesting because I didn't really get a good chance to see that from before. So I didn't think that was the case, but apparently, yes, it is. So that's another thing to keep in mind too, and that might actually be a better idea in some cases, to be on the bottom of the tower, because then you can actually swim around and refill your ink. It's gonna be ideal. And be very careful here, because everyone's gonna be targeting that tower. It's just a matter of where everyone is in relation. That's what we have to be watching out for. Now I'm gonna use my Trizuka here, push them back. I'm gonna fire straight up, get someone in the back area. Even if it doesn't hit them, that's either gonna be some good chip damage, or at least just push them back enough. You can even kind of hide on that pillar and still move it a little bit ahead. That's actually really good. This is a very weird design tower. I'm gonna just give it that. Because some stuff works that you wouldn't think would work. While other things, maybe not so much. It's very weird. Would I want to see this replace the normal tower in Tower Control? No, not at all. This thing is jank. It's a fun jank, but it's jank. So this is a thing I just kind of want to see in this mode and this only, because unlike the modded Rainmaker challenge, where some of the things about that I would like to see kind of just go into actual Rainmaker, like the idea of having Tacticooler on the person holding the Rainmaker itself. I think that's a good idea and really does help on some of the problems, along with having a 30-second timer instead of the normal 60 seconds. That would help balance the mode a lot more. But in this, yeah, I don't see how a bigger tower can balance this at all. In fact, I see the exact opposite. So I don't agree with this being a thing outside of a specific challenge. It just doesn't really work on its own. But, you know, it's going to be a fun event at least. So, take advantage here and just see what we can do. Now, I'm going to get back on the tower, being very, very careful here. Don't want to get destroyed. Throw down this bomb, maybe help trap someone, excuse me. And from here, well, now we just got to be a little more careful. We can push ahead. Teammates are wanting us to move ahead, which I don't want to do, but also kind of want to be more cautious because I have my special. If I could shoot into base, that would be a good push. Alright, we got Booyah Bomb. Everyone's just using their specials now. Maybe not the best time to use all of our specials, but you know what? It's helping. Alright, I got 2 there, so now we can move in, and that's a wipe. Alright, good. So if that's the case, I'm going to move into the enemy lines, fill up my special, get out of here, and now we're going to use it. So definitely threaten the people back over in base. Ooh, I actually got an assist with that. Oh my gosh, I'm moving in, because now there's really no one here. Nice. I think that's victory, because we're pushing it ahead. Man, what a comeback. We went from doing absolutely horrible and almost knocking it on our own side, to just trapping them in base and winning. GG's. I don't know how that turned in our favor, but we take those. Simple as that. So that's game number 2. Not as fast of a game as the first one, I'm not gonna lie. They were both around the same kind of energy, I felt. Maybe this one actually slightly faster. But yeah, no, that was a good game, especially for our sake. I got the #1 overall splatter, so I did good with my hero shot. Happy about that. That's another win under our belts, which we'll definitely take, because I still don't have my token. I haven't actually had a chance to play this yet. I didn't mean to continue. I don't want to use this thing again. No, I don't want to. Give me a different gun.
2 very boring minutes later.
You didn't see anything. Let's swap out to a different weapon at this point. Not going to be using Hero Shot again. This time we're going to change things up, and I'm going to be using the .96 Gal Deco. So, this weapon I feel is pretty good for tower control, especially with how I play, because I can use the wall to throw up, which will protect us pretty nicely. And then also I have Kraken, which is great for sitting on the tower and pushing ahead. Problem though with that strategy in this mode, grates. I can stand on the bottom of the tower and be fine, but when I'm up here on a grating and then go in my Kraken form, I will fall down like a rock. So this strategy is going to be very, very different. I can probably still sit on the bottom part of the tower with Kraken, but it's going to be very narrow, especially with a pole in the middle. So I don't know how well this is going to work, But I want to try it out and just see how viable Kraken is in a mode with a giant tower. So we'll find out. If one thing they can take from this mode and maybe apply it to the main version of tower control is maybe doing this grading kind of thing. That could actually work. I don't know how exactly it would translate in terms of how they would make a grading without making it giant. Probably just making the platform just the same size, but just having it as a grading instead of a thing that you just swim in. That'd probably just make more sense. Now, there's a lot of things about this that could work in maybe the main mode, and then a lot of things that just don't. So it's just kind of like a 50-50, I feel, on certain things. Thanks for telling me to come there, you know, to die. It's like, man, my teammate doesn't understand what this way should really mean, I guess. Or he didn't see the bomb, probably that one. It's probably the latter. It's a really bad time to listen to the guy. I was gonna get up there and throw a wall to protect them, and then the suction bomb happened. Times like this, I really do miss Bomb Sniff from Splatoon 1. An ability that just told you when a bomb was nearby with an icon. Really good for ink mines, which were really powerful in Splatoon 1. They actually killed you in Splatoon 1. Fancy that, am I right? They actually kill people. In this game, it's very rare just because they don't do nearly as much damage anymore. I'm getting on the tower. I can't go up here for very obvious reasons, but now I'm good. I can't be that close anymore because of the Kraken running out. Just kind of wait things out here. It's really awkward to aim when they're up on the top because you kind of need a longer range gun, which is why I picked the 96 instead of the 52 out of the two Gal types, because 96 has a bigger range to it, which is going to be really useful for this tower being so high up. Like, I just can't reach it with a 52. It's just not going to really work. Alright, at least I got the one. I threw the wall in a bad spot. It was more just to bait them out, and it did kind of work. And also to protect me from the one guy that was kind of facing me towards the base I wasn't able to fight yet. Kind of worked there too, I guess. Oh, wow, that doesn't even stick. That is a very interesting thing to know, and not a great thing for me. Okay, switch surge this. Yeah, I can. So you can switch surge from the bottom pedestal all the way up to the top pedestal. That's probably going to be a little bit of an easier way to get to the top of the tower just because of how janky it is to get to the middle portion with how small that pole is. So that can work pretty easily. Come on. Alright, at least I got the roller down. But unfortunately, the rest of them are right at tower. And they got their tacticooler on too. So they're set now to all get some buffs. I'm going to go over here to the left. Throw a wall and just kind of keep an eye around the tower. Because it looks like my team got it all covered. Nice. Now I'll just help move in a little bit at this point. I need to see if I can get on here and throw the wall in any fashion. At this rate, I think the answer is a hot no. Oh, you can get it on the tower. It's just really awkward to do now, but you can do it. It's just like a really precise shot. Because if you throw it at the tower when you're on the tower, the wall doesn't stick. But if you throw the wall when you're not on the tower at it, it will. It's a really weird mechanic, and this is something from the actual tower control mode. This is nothing exclusive here to this specific challenge. It just feels like it is because of how giant the tower is in this game mode. So it just feels weirder now to get a wall on it. At least it's still possible. That's always good to know because it'd be a little bit bad if I couldn't. I got one of them that's on the tower. That's good. At this point, now I'll just kind of push these ones back in the middle. Be very careful because they are chasing me. So if they're going to chase me, they're going to have something to chase. I'm having this like weird one-on-one right now. This guy's still here. Dude, 96 moment. I can't aim. My shots are going like this. They are not going straight. They are going all over. We almost lost that, I feel. but they have a lot more points to get than we have, so this is a good old GG. And we were pretty much all on the tower at the end, too, so there's that nice satisfying thing of everyone on tower at once, like the game mode wants. Very close. That was a very close game. Getting a little worried there near the end, but we're fine. Had some 96 moments where the longer you're shooting with the weapon, the more the shots, start to spread out. It starts off pretty accurate, and then it just keeps on getting wider and wider the longer you hold the shoot button. So you don't want to always shoot with the thing, because it's just not going to be accurate anymore. But that's another game down. Hey, I got another level. That's pretty cool. Well, now let's go ahead and swap to another weapon. This time, I'm going with a tactical weapon of my own, and I'm going to play the Tri-Slosher Nouveau. Everyone always plays with the NZAP 85 if they want to use this special. I'm using Tri-Slosher because I like it more than NZAP in this game. I don't know why, I like NZAP. I played a lot of it back in Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2, but I've just been playing more Tri-Slosher in this game for this specific niche. I think I just like the Fizzy Bomb. I think that's the biggest reason why. Fizzy Bomb is strong and fun. Doesn't also help that the NZAP is a 4-shot, and it feels like with just how fast-paced Splatoon 3 is, it's hard for me to get the kills out, and I just noticed we have 3 tactical weapons. There's gonna be a lot of soda in this game. I hope people are thirsty, because we brought the soda. Alright, well that's fine. And they don't have any soda of their own, so it's just nothing but soda from our side. Gonna just play it safe here in the beginning. Kind of throw bombs at them. Bounces off the tower, maybe? No, but that was close enough. Alright, I'm gonna throw this here. Let them know I got tactical. I don't want to put it at the tower because there's 3 of us. There's no point. It's better to actually have it further away like that because now people are getting their sodas. So it wasn't a waste. Be careful here. Throwing the Fizzy just to get people off tower. And that's a dynamo moment. They might have killed me, but they take forever to wind up. I would really like to see Dynamo at some point, like, actually fixed. Dynamo has been in a weird state ever since Splatoon 2. It was known as one of the strongest weapons in Splatoon 1. So going to Splatoon 2, it got over-nerfed, and it's been that nerf since Splatoon 2. So, for over 6 years, the thing has been much weaker than it used to be. And that's just kind of a sad state. So, hopefully at one point they can make the thing maybe more consistent to get its paint out. I wouldn't say stronger, because it doesn't need a damage increase. That's perfectly fine. Maybe slow down the amount of time it takes for the fling edge to come out. Like, there's some things they can do to make the roller a little bit more viable in today's world. Because unfortunately, how it's set up now, it's too slow, and its shots are very spread out in a very random way, so it's not a very reliable painter. It's just kind of sad to see. I got this whole time went on a side tangent about dynamos, and now we're in our own sad state of being. At least I got the blaster out, but the problem we're having right now is we need to take care of the flatlings. I got 2 of them. So they outrange us, and that's a big problem. Oh, crap. This might be bad. Yeah. See, the bomb combined with one little pellet from something was enough to kill me. I couldn't do anything else. So that's a wash game, unfortunately. To be fair, getting the soda on the tower, we've already seen that happen a couple times. It's good with how spread out it is compared to normal, but it's actually also a detriment. We also seen this with Wavebreaker, I think, in the first full game. You can normally put things like the Wavebreaker, Big Bubbler, or even the Tacticooler in very specific spots, but if you do that, then it's also going to work as a shield. Especially in the case for Big Bubble, that's the whole point, it's a giant shield, but in the case of this kind of setup, with how wide the tower is, it doesn't work as well anymore as a shield, because it's going to be overpowering. So, now that I say that, I was originally going to use Foil Squeezer because I was going to talk about how they fix spider color screen. Now it doesn't actually hurt your eyes. It's a miracle. But, I think I actually want to go with a weapon that has Big Bubble, simply just to see how this works for myself. Now, the only problem is that Big Bubble weapons are very hit or miss, I would say, in terms of just how powerful they can be. So I think I'm going to go with Splattershot Jr. as my niche here. Because of all the weapons, I feel the most comfortable with Splattershot Jr. So we're going to go with this. I don't think I can do all that well with a Squiffer here, and same for Blaster, because I just won't be able to get the shield out all that often, and Roller is very situational to use in a lot of these game modes. And I think for the sake of this tower, it's just not going to really work for me, so we're going to use Splattershot Jr. And the one thing I wonder is how Big Bubble works on the side of the tower. If you put your bubble on the tower itself, it actually gets weaker. When you put it on the tower, to balance out just how strong Big Bubble can be with its health, it has less health on the tower. It's the only time this really happens with the set special. But if you put it next to the tower, it can still shield it, but at the same time, it's not going to reduce its health. So you can get the best of both worlds there. You can protect the tower while still keeping its full HP for the set special. So we'll see how well this works. So there it is now on tower from the opposing team. But look at how weak it is, because I'm already kind of shredding it. Unfortunately, I have to burn mine now just to kind of refill my ink. So that was a waste of a special. So that was just kind of a bad moment. I mean, at least if I can't get on tower much, I can at least see the opposing team do it. Oh, wow. Are you serious? The bombs, they're a little more slidey on the grading, which has nothing to do with this tower itself. It's just, it's a very wide area, so it's very easy for things just to kind of slip and slide. Are you serious? I jumped on the tower and missed. There you go. And now I got the other dually out of here, so that's good. How will this work if I put the bubble here? Oh, you can't use on the side. Okay, that makes sense. I figured as much, but we have to try this stuff for science. Alright, we should be getting near a checkpoint. I'm holding my bubble because, one, this. I knew they were going to use their special soon enough for that. And then number two, it makes sense for me to add... Oh, crap. How did that collide with it? I was going to say, it makes sense for me to hold it, to put it near the tower with nothing going on. But somehow, the tower clipped inside of my shield and destroyed it, even though it was nowhere near the bubble. That is janky. It had to have been the giant piece. Like, this giant grading is why, because that's deceptive. The bottom didn't look like it actually hit, but it was that part on the top that did. So that's great. The top grading can destroy your bubbles now, which is a little bit harder to anticipate. There you go. I'm going to engulf the tower, which is a really bad time, I guess, because using Triple Ink Strike over here. But I guess I'm just going to push an enemy base at this point. Going to be a very aggressive junior. It works. Gonna be chilling around here, just gonna run him back and forth and plop this here and do absolutely nothing with it. That is very tiny because I hit the top of the ceiling. At least I got you out of here, you edit. All right, traded. That's good. So far, we're very back and forth right now. Our scores are close. If we get one good push, then we have lead. It's just hard right now to get in for that second push. Everyone else is doing the same thing. Be very careful here, because they're going very aggro to stay on the tower. They're unleashing their specials like crazy, and if the junior gets on, they're going to put the shield. I'm going to call it right now, as soon as they get on, they're shielding. And there it is. It's like I know the junior. Good. I did not think he would jump off. That was a really bad call. Although I should have stayed on myself. Bad call from me. Wait, there was a splat bomb in the mix? I thought the heavy edit killed me. I couldn't even see the bomb. Alright, throw the bomb. Get on it. This is going to be a very back and forth thing. Yeesh, yeah, there's really nothing we can do on that sense. They were overpowering. And they kind of had a better team, I'm not going to lie. Our weapon set, a little bit harder to use compared to what they had. They just had some more aggressive stuff, so I'm fine with that. So there's our 5 games. It was 3 wins, 2 losses. If I had to calculate, it's probably either high 1700 or low 1800. It's gonna be hard to say because our wins were knockouts, so they were really good wins. But our losses were also knockouts, so it's gonna be hard to say. At least that one DC didn't do anything in the beginning. So 1743, so that's like mid 1700s, close enough to what I was thinking on the higher side. So I'll take it. I would still be playing more anyway, so this is fine by me. But yeah, that was the mode. Very interesting just because of how much bigger this tower is compared to a normal tower in the base tower control mode. It is comically large. Like a little too large, in my honest opinion, because you don't need a tower the size of like a small splat zone in like the 2-mode splat zones. That's what it kind of felt like. It was just a little too much, in all honesty. I think this is an interesting idea on paper. It just doesn't really do anything for the mode, in my opinion. It's fun to play it, but I don't see how well this would translate outside of the challenge itself, because the grading is very bad for you as the player on the tower, because now you don't have anywhere to swim in your ink to refill. Well, that's really detrimental. And plus, it's very easy to obviously fall off the tower now because of the grading thing. So a lot of players are just going to go into the squid form by accident because they're just not used to that for tower. So I can see that causing some issues, but the pole in the middle and then like the wider part at the bottom, like it didn't feel like they designed it all that well. Like the tower feels janky. I'm not going to lie. That felt very janky. It was such a pain to actually get on the tower, too. So I'm kind of on this one. It's a fun challenge, and I enjoyed it. I just don't like the tower itself. I think it needed to be fine-tuned a little bit more. Maybe next time, if they refine the challenge, make the base and then the pole going up the same width, because that's my biggest problem. Getting on the tower itself is just kind of a pain now, and I don't really like that. So I feel like it needed some work, but other than that, it's just tower control. Just bigger, and it was still fun. So hopefully you guys got to play this challenge when it was in rotation. If not, hopefully it'll come back at some point in the future with one of their revisits with these challenge games, because they'll be doing that from time to time, normally near the end of a season. But hopefully something like this will come back for people who didn't get to play it. But that's gonna do it for this video. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.